Welcome to number 26 of 2026 of the Piscopod. I am your host, Sasha. Thank you for tuning in. First off, I'd like to welcome, I got some new subscribers and stuff, and that is fucking awesome. Welcome aboard, and I hope you like the show. Thanks for tuning in. This January the 18th, 2026. Man, we got a lot to talk about today. We got lots and lots going on in the world. Let me start, though, kind of close to home. Alberta separation, the referendum movement. We are going strong, full on, balls out. Tanya and I, we went and did our, I don't want to call it our civic duty. I think it's our last-ditch effort to get back into the swing of things here and get some sovereignty in Alberta. As I've been saying in numerous other podcasts, I think that Canada, under the Liberal government and under the puppet that we have installed, Mark Carney, I think we're lost. We're doom and gloom. Inflation is up. Crime is rampant. Yeah, it's not looking good for us. And with the increased tensions with Donald J. Trump down south, it's not looking promising. It's not looking promising for him down there either, but we'll get more on that a little later. So the referendum movement, she's going strong. The lineups were insane. Everywhere that I've been tuning in and checking it out, the lineups are huge, 4 to 6 deep and blocks long. So that's a good sign. It's a good sign that we are standing up and fighting back and pushing back. Now, is anything going to come of this? I have my naysayers in my circle, and I have those that are looking positive upon this movement. So as for me, I'm looking at this positively. My wife and I we're looking at this as this might be a great way to finally get Alberta sovereignty, or at the very least get some leverage when it comes to our federal government, our equalization payments for my American friends. And I know that I've covered this before in previous podcasts. Alberta, we are huge. Like, we're number 2 or number 3. I think we're number 3 in the world for oil reserves. We have the tar sands. We have oodles and oodles of LNG, liquid natural gas. And our woke liberal government for the past over 10 years now, with their net zero bullshit, they've been trying to keep it into the ground. And literally kneecapping us when it comes to our biggest industry here in Alberta. So, if anything, I'm hoping that when the Liberal government sees the amount of people that want to, we're in an abusive relationship basically with our federal government. Our votes don't count any for fuck all down here in the western provinces. And it shows. We constantly get decimated when it comes to voting platforms and at the polls in reference to lifting us out of the mire that they've put us in. So this referendum movement, it is going strong. We even have a Crowder down in the States. He runs a big podcast. There's a lot of the big podcasters that have been mentioning what we're doing up here. So that is a positive thing. As I said, the crime rate is just crazy. Inflation, crazy. Went the other day, A&W, couple of teen burger combos, $32. We did the Costco run yesterday on Saturday. That again, you can't get out of there now for under $600-700, and we really didn't buy all that much, as far as I'm concerned, compared to the normal shopping trips. Just to give you an idea, a bottle of avocado oil is $34. $30 for a pound of coffee. Yeah, it's crazy, and we got to do something. So this referendum movement going strong is it's we're going in the right direction, and I think that we have a lot of people that are going to fight for Alberta sovereignty, which is a really good thing. Makes me proud, and it makes me gives me a positive outlook for the future. As I said, the crime rate here is crazy due to rampant immigration. Anybody that lives here in Alberta, or in Canada for that matter, it's not hard to tell. My wife and I, just driving down the street and stuff like that, it's like count the white people, and it's getting harder and harder to do. Just the run to Costco the other day, it was like I was in Little Kabul. It was crazy, the amount of immigrants in there. English is almost a secondary language in Alberta now. When you hit a mall, or when you hit the Costco and stuff like that. So the crime rate here is crazy. Just to give you an idea, locally, Lethbridge police, they arrested a fella. He had kidnapped 3 girls. Not one, not two, but 3, 14, 15, and 16-year-old. They got the call from a neighbor to do a welfare check and investigating what was going on there. And when the cops showed up at the door, they found a 14-year-old in medical distress. She was given drugs of all sorts to keep her doped up, forcibly confined. Crazy that this is happening. This is nothing new. Now, for those of you listening that live here in Alberta, it won't be of surprise to you that the fella that they arrested was a 50-year-old guy named Sky Atoa. And he's not, he's a new Canadian. He's been under investigation for numerous other crimes relating to sexual assaults and stuff like that. And he has been busted again. Of course, he got bail. And shortly after receiving the bail, because the cops have been keeping an eye on him, he was arrested again for the same crime of sexual assault. Then Friday, January the 19th, Friday, January the 9th, at about 4:15 p.m. here in the community of Edgemont, upper middle class area, very, very nice area. Woman in her 30s was showing her rental property to a prospective, I guess, renter. And it was her second showing. The fellow was there before. And during the second showing, he attempted to rape her. Now, God bless this 30-year-old young lady. She had her wits about her and killed the guy. Stabbed him in the chest, I believe, is what happened. And again, it's of no surprise to anybody in this area that the guy's name is Shabazz Ahmed. Now, this guy as well has been known to the police. Weapons charges, stolen property charges. I learned today that he's a person of interest in the disappearance of one of his renters in a property that he had as a revenue property in Calgary. And, well, he was a person of interest. They didn't have enough evidence to bring charges, so they let him loose. While he's loose, he's trying to assault other people. Now he's dead. So that's a good thing. Positive, positive, positive. Dead as a doornail. What else do we got going on? We got the Canada Brew House. Not surprising, Canada Brew House. They're all about Canada. But they have refused to host a referendum signing event, which has caused major backlash for them. People are canceling them, so to speak, writing terrible reviews. I think that's a shitty thing, to do to a business. I'm not surprised that the Canadian Brew House would decline to host this event. After all, they're called the Canadian Brew House, right? So it's not surprising. We have had killer weather here where I am in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains. It's not very often in, the middle of January in these parts where you see temperatures in the mid to high 50s. So we have been relishing in this. But we know as the warm weather dissipates, we know that the cold is coming back, and we're probably going to get a blast of old man winter before it gets any better. Internationally speaking, it's crazy. The brave people of Iran have been rioting in the streets. The Ayatollah that runs Iran, with the help of the Chinese, have cut internet feed from Iran completely. I do have acquaintances that are Iranian that were very worried. They have parents that still live there, and by all indications that in a course of 4 days, they killed between, I think it was 8,000 and 12,000 people, just people that were protesting and want their freedom. If you go through the history books, you'll see that Iran, once upon a time, was a very modern and for lack of a better word, very, very westernized. The women, they weren't wearing their burqas and their, and weren't covered up. Women could vote, could go to school, and it wasn't until the Islamic regime clamped down and changed that all. And by all indications, the Iranian people have had enough of this bullshit and have been rioting in the streets and getting killed for it. My thoughts and prayers go out to these people that are fighting for their freedom. It's not surprising that the internet feed and news feeds and stuff from those areas is very sporadic at best. Because the governments around the world, these New World Order, WEF, and all these fuckers, they don't want citizens of the world to see that if enough of us get together and push back, that things get done. So hats off to the people of Iran. Like I said, thoughts and prayers to them. We hope that that they come out of this the other side as free people. What else is going on internationally? Did you hear about the super clap? That's a treat. New Year's Eve in St. Bart's, all the rich folks, they had, I think there was like 30 or 40 mega yachts that sailed into St. Bart's and were partying for New Year's Eve, and lo and behold, there's some sort of disease that's going around to the point where it's become almost an epidemic in that area. I can't remember one of the housewives of Beverly Hills, Bethany Frankel, I believe is her name. Anyway, she said that she got a skin rash from the sheets, and it's like, yeah, no, that looks like herpes or the clap, actually. So, yeah, good for them, the disgusting pigs that they are. It was reported on TMZ, and it was like literally dozens and dozens of people. They were hopping from boat to boat to boat and doing whatever it is that they're doing. And, yeah, and everybody's got the disease now. Good old Donald J. Trump flipping the bird to blue-collar workers at the Ford factory because they were calling him a pedophile protector. And he basically told them, fuck you, and gave them the fucking high five. Not a good look for the president of the United States. This Epstein thing still hasn't released the files, or at least not to the degree that he should be releasing them, that's for sure. It's not looking good for him. The midterms are coming up here soon, and I think he's in trouble. I really do. This Epstein thing, I've said it before. I don't think that he's in it in the sense of, at this point, I don't even know anymore. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You try to wrap your head around things, and you're always getting thrown a fucking curveball. So originally, I didn't think that he was on this list, or I'm sure that he was mentioned in the list numerous times, in the sense that he was like a New York socialite, whereas in Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell were also New York socialites, right? So they ran in the same circles, but this is a burr under Trump's saddle, if you ask me, and I think that this very well could cost him the midterms. And, it begs the question that if you know that your base is divided and actually siding with the Democrats, like, this is a bipartisan thing that's going on. Doesn't matter which side you're on, everybody, with the exception of a few people, everybody wants these names released, and for whatever reason, they're just not doing it. So again, it begs the question. Grandpa used to say, "Those that have nothing to hide nothing." And like I said, it begs the question: why are you not releasing these names? Why is it that you're so hell bent in dividing your base and tanking the future, as far as I'm concerned, on this one thing? So it's got to be pretty hairy what's in those files. And my theory is the longer that they wait and the longer that this goes on, they're either destroying evidence or they're destroying evidence that could implicate them. Bill and Hillary Clinton, they've already refused to testify. I think that they've been held in contempt, criminal contempt or something. They're facing criminal contempt charges. So yeah, it's not good. Come on, Donald, why aren't you releasing the list, man? And why are you flipping off, blue collar workers that your basic campaign was run on? No more wars. You're going to release the list. The most transparent administration in the history of the United States. And, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. He's ready to put boots on the ground in Iran. The strike fleet has been sent in. The airspace has been closed off. Netanyahu, the coward that he is, he jumped on a plane and reportedly he's hiding out in Greece. So, stuff like that just makes you fucking sick, right? These leaders, they talk shit, they get into all sorts of trouble, and then when the chips are down, they just up and leave and let their people face the consequences of their big mouth. Like I said, the reports are between 8,000 and 12,000 people in the course of like 4 days were killed. And, my question to that is, where's all the Harvard protesters? Where's all the college protesters on this? It's really odd. They protest Gaza. They're protesting Maduro's takedown in Venezuela. But when there's like tens of thousands of innocent Iranians getting killed, fighting for their freedom, it's fucking crickets. It's weird. It's weird. Between the wars and the Epstein list and, man, it's like we're living in a twilight zone. I went down this rabbit hole. America, the United States of America, has the highest per capita pedophiles anywhere in the world. Wrap your head around that. The freest country in the world, the shining light of Western democracy, and pedophiles galore. Speaking of the pedophiles galore, an ex-child star now, her name escapes me, just turned 18, started her OnlyFans page, and in the course of a day, made $3.6 million in one day, right after she turned 18 on her OnlyFans page. So again, that coincides with America has the highest rate of pedophilia per capita than any other country in the world, and it's almost sickening. You know, these poor girls that have been brainwashed into thinking that. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, there ain't much that you can do in the world as an 18-year-old chick that'll get you $3.3+ million in the course of an afternoon. But I mean, I don't think that they understand the repercussions of what they're doing, and you know, the deviancy behind all this. I mean, everywhere you turn, it's just sickening. The United States said on January 12th, they sent $87 million in cash to the Taliban political office in Doha, Qatar. Now, if that's not a slap in the face to all the brave servicemen and women that are out there that have been fighting, you know, in Afghanistan and stuff for how long was it? Like 20 years that has been going on, and now it started with the Obama administration, and it continues with the Trump administration. Again, just different wings of the same bird. But $87 million in cash that they sent to their political offices. You know, these people, they don't want peace on earth. War is a big business. War is good, and as long as the defense contracting companies and stuff are out there making weapons, they're going to cash in on it. They don't care. They don't care what the outcome is. Putin was on World TV talking about that if Germany and the United Kingdom don't stop their proxy war and egging on Ukraine with their attacks into Russia, they had sent hypersonic missiles into Kiev the other day, and they said that was a message, basically. And if Germany and the UK doesn't stop their proxy war, they are the next hypersonic missiles that are coming in are going to go into Germany and the UK, and they're going to have nuclear warheads. That's what he said. Now, is he swinging his dick? I think that he's of the age where he knows that the sands of time for him are running out. And I don't think that these people give a shit, to be perfectly honest with you. Same with Netanyahu, with the, you know, with the tensions in Iran going off. They started doing nuclear tests of their own. Now, again, if you recall correctly, they're not part of that the nuclear program where they have to have inspectors go in and, you know, to their facilities to see what they're doing and how much they got and stuff like that. So now all of a sudden they're saying the quiet part out loud. We all know that Israel, Netanyahu, and that cabal, they have nuclear weapons, and they're more than willing to use them. So tempers are flaring. You know, the purpose of this system is not peace. The purpose of this system is power and its outcome. Again, back to Canada here, $12.3 billion in foreign aid we've sent out in the last 3 years. So this isn't even including the shit that we send to Ukraine for wars. This is just in foreign aid. We've sent untold hundreds of millions of dollars for Vietnamese diversity projects. Just nonsensical. It just seems to me that our leaders are basically fleecing us of our tax dollars and laundering the money and pocketing it. Because personally, I don't give a shit if some Vietnamese transvestite is picking rice and has equality. I really don't. $12.3 billion in foreign aid. So to give you an idea that if we would have cut that to zero, we literally could have given every food bank in Canada $2.2 million to feed the citizens of this country. Thames Valley District School Board here in Ontario is purging the works of historic literature. 1984, Animal Farm, Brave New World, To Kill a Mockingbird, Lord of the Flies, the works of Shakespeare, Harry Potter, any books on Sir John A. Macdonald. They're literally, they're not physically burning the books, but metaphorically they're burning the books, right? They're trying to wipe out history because history is an inconvenient truth and it hurts people's feelings. Notice how the left went crazy about when our premier here in Alberta, Daniel Smith, banned porn from Alberta schools and libraries that were accessible for the children. But they're completely quiet on To Kill a Mockingbird and the works of Shakespeare. It blows my mind. It seems darker and darker. What's the biblical saying? We do not battle the flesh. We battle the spiritual, and I really, really believe that that's what's going on. We are in an existential crisis. Speaking personally, my country's being taken over. I'm an immigrant myself, so I don't have anything against immigrants per se, but these immigrants, they have to assimilate. The Islamists that are coming into our country unvetted, they have no place in Western society. Our belief systems do not align. I'm tired of my tax dollars going to foreign wars that have nothing to do with me. This continuous poking the bear. And you don't have to be a historian to understand, the behavior behind what's going on. I mean, why are we poking Russia? I mean, there's lots of things that you can attribute it to, but let's not look over the fact that Russia is like the biggest landmass. It's the biggest country in the world. Siberia alone, rich in resources, probably some of the deepest energy pockets on the planet. Marco Rubio of the United States, he basically said they're like a gas station with nuclear weapons, which is it's kind of funny to say that, but to discount your enemy to that degree is a dangerous thing. They're the biggest country in the world. Siberia alone is as big as the continental United States and barely has 10 million people living in it. Of course, it's a frosty tundra and stuff like that, but we're not talking about inhabiting it or taking it over in that aspect. We're talking about what that landmass represents. Unlimited timber, right? We still need timber to build things, houses, things like that. Energy resources, natural gas. It has one of the largest gold and silver reserves. Aluminum, wheat, uranium enrichment capabilities. Again, timber for dimensional lumber. And I, for one, am not surprised as to why NATO has this big push about, well, Russia bad. We gotta take that dictator out of power. And I think it's we're poking a dangerous bear. And I'm not this pro-Russian by any stretch of the imagination, but I can understand why Putin and his cronies would take umbrage to what's going on his borders. I mean, Ukraine is basically, to make Ukraine part of NATO, where then military bases would go there, and is to me the equivalent of Russia or China making Mexico a part of, taking over Mexico and putting bases there. And we all know how that would go over with Donald Trump, or anybody for that matter in office. So, yeah, so here we are, January the 18th, 2026. The world is on fire. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. The Alberta referendum is giving me hope. But, that hope is with bated breath as everything around is crumbling. Trump wants to invade Greenland. He basically said that if they don't want to do it willingly, they can either do it the easy way or they can do it the hard way. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck is going on, man? Since when did the United States of America become like this warmongering? That's like I said in my last episode. They're building an empire, and we all know what happens to empires. Empires crumble. And I think that we're beginning to see the end of this particular empire that we have on our southern borders. The infighting amongst the Republican Party itself is a harbinger of doom, for lack of a better word, because they need they need unity and cohesion in order to beat their opponents come midterms. And with the riots in Minneapolis for shooting that anti-ICE protester, the media just spitting these lies left, right, and center in regards to this is just unfathomable. Turns out that ICE agent that Renee Nicole Good hit, he was hospitalized for internal bleeding. There's multiple videos of him being hit, and the media and its proponents are still discounting the fact that he was hit. They're still saying that he used excessive force. They're raising millions of dollars for this lady's lesbian lover. They actually have started a GoFundMe page for the ICE officer, too. I don't know how I really feel about that either, but the fact that they're martyring, George Floyd, for instance, and this Renee Good, the fact that they're martyring her is just beyond my comprehension. We all know, we all seen it. Whether you thought it was right or wrong is beside the point, but what we should all be able to agree on is that she put herself in that position, and had she not been at that location doing what she was doing, again, the media, she just dropped off her kid at school and was on her way fucking to make biscuits or something like that. It's not true. She was a paid agitator. So we all should have to be able to agree upon the fact that if she wasn't in that place at that time doing what she was doing, she'd most likely still be alive right now. So these protests and the increased tensions in these protests. I was watching a video today that what's his name, Waltz and the mayor of Minnesota they were basically saying, fight back, fight these ICE agents. So I watched a video today where anti-ICE protesters, they're walking the streets carrying guns, man. And it's like, what could go wrong there, right? What could go wrong there? We have basically liberal white women that are protesting her. They're the ones protesting the Maduro thing from Venezuela. They're the ones protesting the Gaza thing. And don't get me wrong, do I think that Israel in Gaza is committing a genocide? Absolutely. But I don't get the correlation of why bored white liberal housewives are the ones that are, for lack of a better word, burning their bras. This is the hill that they want to die on. It's crazy. These anti-ICE protesters, they're saying, oh, these ICE agents, they're not real agents, they're not real police, they're not real law enforcement. And that's really rich coming from the group of people that believe that men can be women and women can be men, right? But because they don't have certain credentials, these ICE officers, they're not real officers, and we shouldn't have to listen to them. The irony is palpable, and again, like I said, it's heating up down there, and they're coming out with the, We Are Renee, the movie stars at the Golden Globes with their fucking pins. It's just ridiculous, right? We are Renee Nicole Good. Well, let me tell you, folks, not me. I'm not a dead lesbian that tried to run over an ICE agent because my dyke wife told me to. But you do you. So anyway, folks, the world is on fire. We are just hanging on for the ride. Things are ramping up all over the world, like I said, with Venezuela, with with Greenland. As a Canadian that's in between Greenland and the United States, what do you say? What do you say to that, right? Carney, love him or hate him. I hate him, that old bed shitter. But he kind of stuck it to Trump with this trade agreement with China. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not big on, propping up communist China. But with the tariffs that Trumpski has been handing out to literally all his friends, like, we were allies to the United States for forever. And the fact that he so boldly attacks us and fucks us at every step of the way, and then we don't need Canada for nothing, and we don't need the U.S.-Mexico trade agreement, and we don't need this, and we don't need that from them. It's a slap in the face. So, am I cool with Carney going to China? I would rather he made trade deals with other people, but the fact of the matter is he needs to make trade deals, plain and simple. So, China, they're a huge buyer of canola oil. Now Carney, all of a sudden, now he's all big talking pipelines again. Anyway, I don't know what to tell you anymore, man. I'm trying to, the news is coming in so fast and furious. I just don't know. I don't know what else to, it's hard to wrap your head around how fast it's coming in. If it isn't this thing, it's that thing over there. If it ain't that thing over there, it's this thing over here. It seems like the elite, the powers that be that are controlling us, it seems that they're panicking because it seems to me that the wheels are falling off of this thing and they know it. So in their last ditch effort to seize control, I mean, Carney in his speech said the words New World Order. I mean, that's scary shit. But I digress. Here we are. Again, January the 18th, 2026. We got strife in Iran. We have strife in the United States. We have strife here in Canada, between the East and the West. We have strife between Russia and Ukraine. We have strife between Russia and the European Union. We have strife with immigrants in the United Kingdom. We have the same problems in Germany. So, yeah, we can't just throw our hands up and lay down, folks. We need to get behind this thing, get closer to God, because if you believe that stuff, in the end, we come out victorious. In the end, we come out victorious. So, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to my new subscribers. I do appreciate you. If you haven't subscribed yet, the subscribe button is down below somewhere. So hit the subscribe, hit share. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next Sunday, same time, same place. See ya.
Yo, the curtain drops, watch the show unfold. Puppets on a string, ain't no truth to be told. From Carney up north to Trump in the White House, they all played a role while the shadows pull the strings, taking control. Secret societies, they laughing in the dark. While we fighting against each other, they just feed the spark. Putin flexing hard, Zelensky keeping it real. Netanyahu's always lying, begging America, crying, what the fuck's the deal? We're falling in the chaos, but they pulling the strings. Ain't no real leaders, just thugs and their bling. Keep us divided, that's the ultimate plot. No matter who's in charge, we all just puppets getting shot. Getting shot, getting shot, getting shot, getting shot, getting shot. Katy Perry kissed a girl while Trudeau's in the mix. Got her by speaking moistly while Canada's elbows down. Asses up, taking America's dick. Ooh, shit. Carney's always scheming, making moves in the dark while the world's distracted by his bullshit remarks. He whispering sweet, nothing's keeping the plot thick. Canada's his bitch bent over, this damn country's going to shit. Country's going to shit, shit, shit. We ballin', we ballin' in the chaos, but they pulling the strings. Ain't no real leaders, just thugs and they bling. Keep us divided, that's the ultimate plot. No matter who's in charge, we all just puppets getting shot, getting shot, getting shot, getting shot. No matter who's in charge, we all just puppets getting shot, getting shot, getting shot, getting shot. No matter who's in charge, we all just puppets. From the left and the right, it's a puppet parade. While the rich keep us fighting, they just cash in the fade. All the world's a stage and we play our part, but the real masterminds just laughing at the yard. So wake the fuck up, stop playing the fool. They divide and conquer while we drown in the pool. We ain't gotta listen, rise up from the floor. Break the strings, burn the stage, we ain't taking no more. So when the curtain drops, we'll stand side by side. No more pulling the strings, we're done with this ride. In this Game of Thrones, we'll rewrite the script. Cause together united, we won't let it slip. We ballin' in the chaos, but they pulling the strings. Ain't no real leaders, just thugs in the bling. Keep us divided, that's the ultimate plot. No matter who's in charge, we all just puppets getting shot. Who's in charge, we all just puppets getting shot. No, who's in charge, we all just puppets getting shot. Get shot. No, who's in in charge, we all just puppets getting shot.